Michelle, what the could you breathe? Like, what else should I say? I'm working on it. No, because I made a bet with my friend back in Colombia where if I can master my Obama voice, he'll give me $20.
We're back, I've gone,
He's wanting it a one by Obama impression. I'm better than this, I promise you. I'm so sorry. This is why I should have. This is why I stopped drinking this month.
okay, alright, we will,
Not be that funny. It's a bad Obama impression. No, out of all things I could have been said. Michelle.
okay, thank you guys, sorry. Wow.
Okay.
Poor Katie.
Okay, hi everyone.
Please. Guys,
So-
focus up.
I didn't have any past meetings because I had health complications, but I'm fine now. I have my one-on-one weekly of honors, SAC exec weekly meeting, and budget committee and I are gonna meet with all the funded branches to talk about their budgets and kind of initial meeting to learn about stuff.
Point of order, do we meet with the SP?
What is the question? That's a good question.
Does budget committee meet with the SP?
We should,
Do it.
yes,
For the-
yes.
That's
We do.
good.
Let's go.
That's it.
Okay, hi everyone. So two of my past meetings have to do with airport budget. So PSG steering was this past Monday. So Mo and I presented PSG steering for a funding request from the PSG Reserve Fund, and we were granted $2,000 for the request. So pretty exciting. On Wednesday, I met with Michael Bernhardt, Director of Transportation, to discuss times, costs, and advertising for the fall 2025 airport shuttles. So costs will be $4,300 for the fall and $3,800 for the spring. VPOL is contributing $3,000 to the effort, and we secured $2,000 from the PSG Steering Reserve Fund, and the rest will be covered by ticket revenue. So the confirmed dates for the shuttles will be Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, and Wednesday, November 26th, 2025. Times will be 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on that Tuesday and 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Wednesday. We also discussed, Michael and I, better advertising for airport shuttles this year, most likely beginning November 1st. So business services makes their own graphics for advertising when they do their advertising. So we will have business services, the Daily Pennsylvanian, and our own communications committee advertise the shuttles this year. So this past Friday, I sent them the confirmed dates and the ticket leave. Much thanks to Minna and Taya from our comms team for getting the. Okay. So I will be going to comms this week to ask for their help in advertising in terms of an Instagram reel, some videos. So I'm super excited. This is gonna be like a really big effort this year, well, it is a really big effort. But definitely this year, you guys. So I'm gonna have this spreadsheet out to sign up for shifts. Just a reminder, you're required to do airport shuttle shifts for attendance. So you will fail like attendance requirement if you don't do them, unless you have like extenuating travel circumstances, and that you have to contact me about. But we sold about 500, a little over 500 tickets last year. I would love that number to be about 900 this year. So this is a group effort. Get behind it. Okay, so upcoming, Bruce Lenthal Setley, this is our final meeting with him. Ben, Mo, and I will be there. Potentially awesome, and Minna as well. And then that's on Tuesday. And then Penn Labs, we're working on. But yeah, that's all for me. Yeah, Chinmay.
I'm just wondering how you came up with 900, like why not 1,000?
That's just like a top. That's a bus. That's a cassie. Well, they said, you know, my people on standby.
You're gonna sell it.
I'm just almost to everyone.
Well, also, I actually do put that number to increase, given that there's an over 80-person body this year, and it required our promotion to actually spread the word. So,
Right,
we're-
and it required her to do attendance.
Wait,
So,
it's like a.
but that's just the capacity of the buses, but we should have people on standby. If we
If you get to the shuttle. Brother.
What do you mean by the attendance, like attendance for?
Yeah, so you're required to do, I believe, 2 airport shuttles, or 1 airport shuttle shift, but usually we recommend doing 2.
What is an airport shuttle shift?
So basically, it's really fun, guys. I met a lot of people on the UA. Okay, so you stand at the upper quad gate and the shuttles come down Spruce. And you basically, everyone who's lined up for the shuttle, you check their tickets, you count how many there are, and you help them like get on the bus. On the shuttle, and then you just like let them leave. Even if you are traveling, I'm traveling for Thanksgiving, so I will like get on a shuttle myself on Wednesday and go to the airport. So yeah, you have to do 1 of those. I recommend doing 2. And it's really fun. You meet lots of like people in UA. Met lots of people doing it last year. Yeah, that's it.
And I bring a high vis vest, so people know. I have a couple of these, so I'm happy to loan some.
I should charge.
Look more official.
The entire experience is like 10.
Why didn't you bring it? I always have it.
You're like slip like a traffic cone.
Oh, another question.
Am I gonna get my walk-up song or?
Can we listen up, please? Sorry,
When will
we're
we be able
almost
to-
done.
When can we sign up for shifts? Like, when is that gonna?
I'm gonna put that out. I mean, I think historically hasn't been like, I mean, I don't know when you guys are like how plan your schedules, but next week.
Okay. Thank you.
So when you're like scheduling a shift, keep in mind when you yourself are as well. And if there's any issues that you have using before with this, please let Julia know.
Will you put this on an email or on Slack?
Both.
Whenever we have the Silva, the phones and the laptops, I'm really sorry. Please. We should be done like 5 minutes. Is Silva even here? He's not. Oh, he's right there.
What the fuck?
I didn't even move.
Wait, am I gonna get my walk-up song? Sing.
Oh, shoot. Can you just wait like 5 seconds? I have to get up.
I'm not gonna get my walk-up song. You guys will hear it next week. It's pretty bad.
He asked for a walk-up song.
Do it? Alright.
He texted.
Should I just play it on my fucking phone?
Oh, here, like, what's the song?
It's okay, so
I can sing his walking song.
you don't know what my walk-up song is. Okay.
Singing.
Oh, come on.
Bro, that's
Here we go.
No, it's not. That's like up to the 400. Like that's not even 11 seconds in.
Say I'm a.
That's enough. Thank you. Whoa. This is an update. I'm very diligent with my creation. Let me reload that.
Thank you for letting Ethel know that you're doing welcome.
I mean, we said we worked at the very beginning of the semester. It's up to you guys to choose your songs. I guess I have to sing Moose Up's next committee. But yeah, hey guys, hope you guys had a great week so far. Just really making sure we're gonna be efficient with this. I'm gonna invite Rafa really quick, or not. I guess I'll speak first.
to walk up after.
You got a song? I'll sing one for you. I'll sing.
Song.
So how about this? I'll do it first while you figure out your walk-up song, or do you want to come up now?
I would rather not.
Wait, just come. So yeah, we had the Transit Advisory Board meeting last week. Rafa said it was a lot of really good stuff, so I'm really excited for her to walk you guys through it.
It was amazing stuff. Okay.
Sounds good as the walk-up song.
So no, it was a lot better. So we, Shikar, RIP, and I attended the Transit Advisory Board meeting on Friday. So I'm just gonna walk through like what we talked about, and if anyone has any questions about it, they can like ask later. So of course, first of all, the updated system. So I think we talked about this a lot, but they changed their stop system based on heat maps and student surveys that focused on efficiency and timeliness. They've had a lot of positive feedback. So decrease in cancel rates, a 10-point decrease in cancel rates and a 1.1 minute decrease in waiting time. So in terms of sustainability, they're also at a 50-50 ratio of on-demand shuttles and buses, which was the ratio before COVID. And in terms of logistics, they have 5 new stops. They have a new not new, but like efficient feedback dispatcher system, and they explained it between on-campus versus off-campus stops. And they also explained their revenue model. Then maintenance updates, 2 buses were under maintenance, but they've been repaired, so now they have 9 out of 10 shuttle buses that are operating. They now have 10 out of 30 shuttles that are electric vehicles, but no electric vehicle buses yet. In terms of pen accessible transit communication, so this is for people who need accessibility like requests, so they can request those semesterly through Weingarten. And then we also talked about how we can communicate that to the student body. Some of the suggested ideas was pen wellness, athletics, and then social media. Nursing student clinical transits. This is something that Shakar talked about a lot, about whether nursing students want to get on the AM medical transit route, but they expressed that they didn't feel a need to because they already had systems in place to get through their clinicals. Also the Penn Transit newsletter. So they're working on a newsletter and they're hopefully planning to launch that end of November, early December. And it's going to be on an opt-in, opt-out system through you students logged into the Penn Transit app. And then SEPTA UPass. So this is something that was brought up by, also Khalid was in the meeting representing PONP. So he asked that question because I know this is something that someone will take on. So they basically said that Penn considered it, they're probably not gonna do it because it requires Penn to buy a SEPTA key card for every single student. And they said that Penn already has communal benefits for students in terms of like discounts for faculty. 50% discount for faculty and then other benefits for students.
Do they give a price estimate of that?
No, they did not, but they just said that it was like pretty pricey and then they
Last year they calculated it and I think it was like upwards of 2 million.
yeah, probably.
A year or like?
That's just the number they gave
said that
you when
for
I was working
Drexel
with this
doing
last year.
that.
I think it was a year. But I'm
What
sure.
are the communal benefits for students?
Basically, the only thing on their website is just like Penn has like, they work with SEPTA to like, you can just log into the SEPTA UPass and then you just have all sorts of discounts. They just said discounts. They were very vague about it.
Might have added.
Yeah.
They have a semester pass, which I think is like 10% off,
Yeah, you get it.
but you can only get it in the start of each semester. So like, if you want one right now, you have to wait till.
And the semester pass, like, I buy it and it gives me X number of rides?
I'm not sure, but there's some discount.
Wait, what was I gonna ask? I guess like I was gonna direct this question towards, oh, sorry, you go, Khalil.
Just to add about the SEPTA UPass, they were kind of firm about it. They are not considering it anymore
Yeah.
because for them, people who use the most SEPTA are faculty and staff, faculty and staff that have the
Yeah,
benefits.
50% off.
Yeah, they have like the program of commuter benefits discounts. Just one thing about the EV progress, it's kind of very low progress. Even described by like the head of Penn Transit, they were like they are now like their budget, they can only take one EV minivan, which costs around 100K a year, and the buses it costs around 1.5 million each one of them. So we are looking like to finish the 30, it's at least 20 other years at the same rhythm. So they are looking up like other ways to have it. One last point just to add, on campus, off campus stops. If you are going to somewhere on campus, it has to be a stop, like a Penn Transit stop, one of the stops that are on the map. If you are are going or leaving or entering campus, it has to be a stop. If you are going from off campus to off campus, for example, you are going from your apartment to like Trader Joe's, you can do that without any stops.
Thank you, Khalid. Go ahead. Mo.
Can I ask you something to ask them for next meeting?
Oh yeah, sure. We're gonna meet in spring though. That's our next meeting. But
We can just ask them.
they said
I
spring.
can probably bum Courtney on making sure there's at least one more tab.
Yeah, sure.
Leave
But
that
please go
semester.
ahead and like
No,
actually
it's
communication. Go ahead.
For the SEPTA cards, how are those discounts communicated to students?
So they're on the website. That's all they've been doing. But they are working a lot on communication. Like it's one of our main agenda points. So they're probably gonna work more. They're probably gonna put it on the newsletter as well. But right now it's on the website.
We're also asking about it in our meeting on Friday or whenever it's Tuesday.
Shika.
Go ahead.
Yeah, can you please elaborate on their revenue model?
Okay, guys, this is so interesting because I was like, do you guys make profit? And they're like, no. So basically, Penn Transit has 2 services, revenue ones and non-revenue. So revenue is their maintenance services. So they offer maintenance for top 1% of garages. So for that, like they fix like shuttles, buses. But the only thing they don't fix is like school buses, but everything else they offer maintenance, so they get a lot of revenue for that. Yeah, everything else is non-revenue. So like the on-demand shuttles and the buses, none of them revenue. So they are losing money. That's what they said. There's definitely a deficit, but it was interesting to know that they at least like they offer maintenance. That's all. Like, does that answer it? Yeah, thank you.
Just to add, they cover that deficit through the pen parking revenues. So pen parking revenues cover the deficit of pen transit. And second revenue thing is they rent their buses to any pen affiliated like departments. So if like for example alumni relation department decide to have like a bus, they have to pay for it.
Do they make repairs for like SEPTA?
I'm not sure. They said the only thing they don't do is school buses, so. I mean.
Can I bring like my car for a road trip or something?
Probably, but like.
Yes, they work.
But they will.
They work for any private entity.
Yeah, literally, anyone.
Interesting.
And they are one of the top two.
Top 1% of girls.
1% guys in Philly, and they are way cheaper than any other competitor in Philly.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good
The
to
other
know.
question.
I guess I was gonna ask this more towards Tatum as like a clarifying point, but I guess when is the window to sign up for these? I guess like this kind of like 10% off passes. You said we can start like in December, but then I guess like when can we go to like, when would be the deadline to purchase it for the spring semester?
I think it's only a few weeks and I am pulling it up right
Well, not just
now.
terrible, just like no one's gonna be on campus to buy it.
Yeah, I can follow up. I don't wanna waste
Of course.
time.
Yes.
Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, great, sounds good.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Rafa. No, because it sucks. Yeah, thank you so much, Rafa, for killing it. I don't know which one of these. There it is. Okay. And then I had my meeting for the university committee on facilities on Thursday. Just to kind of give a general breakdown of what we talked about. We talked about evaluating affordable housing options for students across campus, especially for graduate students. And then we also talked about general pedestrian safety on campus. Kind of like giving a quick breakdown. We kind of like talked about Penn's impact in terms of like affordable housing on the neighborhood and generally how like it tends to be a common trend among juniors and seniors to kind of not live on campus afterwards and to more or less like for Penn to unleash them onto the local neighborhood and just general talks about like how that's impacting local housing costs for like local Philadelphians. So we did hold some discussions about renovations for existing facilities that exist for graduate students like around campus. Like for example, Samson West, which is one of the graduate like high-rise towers that we own over by like the residential services building is going to be like completely emptied out by Thanksgiving and then renovated. And then they're also discussing about potential plans to create new undergraduate housing as well. So that's going to be really exciting stuff. We're going to try to rope in ISS and Penn Global into these conversations, especially for international students, international graduate students, because there doesn't tend to be a lot of existing information in terms of just like helping them get affordable like near campus housing. And then quickly moving on to pedestrian safety. We more or less talked about like the frequency of just like bikes and scooters on campus and like accidents that happen with them. So I can't provide too many substantial updates with that, just that we're going to be inviting ESAC as well as members from the city planning committee and city council just to speak with us about general plans for like bike lanes across like our campus and as well as like for scooter options. But yeah, I think another big thing that was talked about was crash data, just because there's actually a surprising number of like car accidents involving students around campus. So just kind of getting down to the nitty gritty of like identifying where those are most common and what we can reasonably do in collaborating with the city government in terms of reducing those accidents. But yeah, is there any questions I could kind of go more into depth about? Perfect. Oh, shit, my bad, sorry.
Do you have any numbers about the crash data?
Sure, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Let me see if I wrote it down.
We could ask DPS.
You could definitely also ask DPS about it. I think we're also gonna be bringing them into the meeting as well, but I think, I'm trying to find, I remember writing the number down.
Maybe while you're saying that, I checked the website for the semester passes. It doesn't specify the amount you get off, it just says their discounts. And it says, thank you for your interest in the SEPTA student semester pass. Applications for the fall 2025 semester are now closed. The spring 2026 semester pass will be available in December. Please check back then. So that was like, oh.
So I imagine something that could be a follow-up is we asked about what is the deadline for these passes? I can't find the exact number in my head and I'll probably also re-review the recording, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around like maybe like 5 or so student crashes like last academic year, like between like vehicles and students.
Wow, okay.
I can, don't cite me verbatim on that. That's like the number I remember seeing on like at the meeting. I'll double check the recording and message you. But yeah, that's about it for the UC facilities meeting. It's probably gonna get a lot more bananas as we talk about like new graduate student housing. But overall project updates, like everyone has submitted their project proposals on time, so thank you guys so much for that. I'll be sending an email out to like all administrators that I've worked with in business services tomorrow morning, so that way you guys have direct contact with all their offices and can get rolling on projects. In the meantime, I would just recommend to start reaching out to admin, which I'll talk more about in committee tomorrow. And then also just have your dinners. Just quick plug on that. But yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you guys so much. Woo! Oh, okay. I do have a member of the week, and it is. Rafa! There you go.
Wow, thank you, I am.
Posted this on the Instagram. Put that on with pride. Thank you, Bobby. That's about it for me. Peace.
Wait, so are we not bumping member speech in or?
Wait, I thought.
Yeah, up to you, bro.
Just do it.
If you wanna do it, you can. If not, you can push
I gave
it.
you Bonner.
I just let him, you want.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Alright.
Oh, I told you to bump in a new business and you told me to do it now.
Just do it. I'll give you something else. I need it back. You can have. I need it back. Give it. Why would they want this? I don't know. I just play uptown. Like Hightown.
Alright. This trip of bitch, you think that G. Not done. Wait, play, alright, what's the other song?
Let's not, Ben.
Wait, play the other song.
Alright, so first off, Julia mentioned this earlier, we have our Setley Advisory Board meeting. Just, if there's any questions, comments you guys have, anything you want us to ask them, please let us know right now so that we can write that down and talk to him about it. For reference, the Setley Advisory Board is basically a board that we're creating that will be chaired at first by UA leadership, but will later on be passed on to be like an independent group. Any questions or comments on this, or for Bruce Lenthal? No? All right, that's great. You guys can still text us or reach out on Slack if there are. Also, project updates. Sophie and Jocelyn are meeting with the Office of the University Registrar. So they're looking for general UA feedback on Path to Penn before that meeting. So if anyone would like to add anything, yeah, Jocelyn.
Also, this Thursday, we should be meeting with someone from Columbia who has something like pretty much really similar to what we wanna do, so if any questions for them?
And you guys can just Slack me or Jocelyn.
Yeah.
When it gets to come to trust.
Yeah.
Kirsten, you have a question right now?
Oh, yeah, what was the thing that you specifically reached out that you wanted to change in?
So what Columbia has is something it isn't integrated into their version of Path at Penn, it's sort of separate. It's like on their Science and Society website, which I think is one of their majors. If I'm not mistaken, and has like courses that are interdisciplinary or that double count for people who want a double major. So I'm not sure if it would be more practical to integrate into Path at Penn or to do something completely separate, but that's what we're gonna talk to the OUR about.
You should also talk to Penn Labs.
Yeah, very well.
We're working.
Okay.
All right, anything else, you guys can reach out to Sophie or Jocelyn. Last thing is just like AI members, please have your project proposals ready tomorrow. I know you guys all have like already done a great job with putting stuff together. Just have it wrapped up so that Julie and I can review them, so that we can bring them to CAB and sort of give you guys advice. I think we're far enough in the semester that that's kind of the expectation at this point. For member of the week, oh wait, I'm not gonna get a Ibis vest. I made a crown.
This is from the Dodgers, well, I kind of want it back, but temporarily they can use a Dodgers playoff.
They don't get a vest.
Hey, then.
Is that like a dirty rag?
Member of the week?
Oh, we're kidding.
Oh. Yay!
Yeah.
Very
No, I didn't.
I'm talking.
I'll prove to you that I made the crowd.
I trust us.
Alright, fine, thank you so much.
No, I trust, I speak to quicker. Sorry, yeah.
That broken back.
I better not spend the trash can.
No,
Yes.
I'm frankly this
No, I'm
time.
just not gonna do
yeah,
it.
sure.
I'm gonna give it to her during committee.
Oh, you can keep the towel. You can keep the towel.
No, you don't have.
Oh, wait, no, you can't.
I mean, what is the towel out of curiosity?
It's a
I'm trying to
round
get a
towel
peek of
from
it.
the playoff game.
Oh, yeah, it's the Dodgers.
Okay,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
okay.
Ew.
Real quick update, so I met with Cornell's environmental committee chair, it's basically like me, but at Cornell. And we talked about recycling, composting, and an environmental transparency resolution that they're working on at Cornell. Do you guys have any like questions about that?
I guess like if you could give like a 101 on like composting at Cornell.
Yes, so pretty much Cornell used to have a composting program at the dorms. They recently got rid of that because it was very expensive and required a lot of maintenance. And so the student government has realized that that's not like obviously a good excuse, and so they're trying to build that back up, but they've definitely faced a lot of pushback from admin.
Wait, I love transparency resolutions. We should do something.
Yes. Something I thought was really interesting is that their student government passes resolutions like every single general body meeting. So, but that was,
It's like
if you guys have
Christmas.
any more questions, I can share like the minutes with you of the meeting that we had. Yeah. Go ahead.
I guess like so what are some of these like potential like collaborations? I guess like Earth Week specifically.
Oh, definitely. So for Earth Week, we were just kind of thinking we wanna just try to do like a promotion or some like educational campaign with like all the different Ivies. And then for the speaker panel, it'd be kind of just having like a virtual webinar where maybe some of like the environmental chairs from the different Ivies would present, or the admin from different environmental departments would just talk to Penn students about kind of like environmental initiatives and the climate action plans.
And you think, what do you think this differs from like, very other, I mean, so like how it seems.
Yes, so Earth Week is something that happens in April because of Earth Day.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like the main difference. I think that Earth Week is a little bit more celebrated than Climate Week, just because a lot more of the sustainable clubs like actual taking outside of Houston.
Alright.
And yeah, I think that's about it. And then for project updates, just finished your planning proposals for Wednesday. And also for the mental health conference, I know that the members were announced, so you guys are going, just like little shout out, raise your hand, but shout out to Ryan for that as well.
Wait, shoot. Here's what you want.
No, it's really okay.
I'm gonna sing something for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanna swing on the chandelier. On the chandelier.
Oh.
Alright, please, if we listen up, we're very close to being done.
Yay, not much, just a reminder, this is what all of you should be doing and should have project proposals and research. I got a really, really great survey as well as a project proposal from Morlake already. And yeah, that's about it. See what you say.
Hi, everyone. Only a couple comms updates. Firstly, social media managers have lots of upcoming posts. Some are about the UA census, posting all our noobs, GBM interviews that we've been taking, SRFS updated deadline, retreat recap, Halloween post. We're going to be taking a group photo at the end of GBM for family weekend, so just stay for like 1 second after GBM for that. Our press secretaries have been brainstorming and writing up some DP articles. We've got the food printing one still coming, athletics, and we also had a great meeting with athletics and CAB just last week. So got some good stuff for that. And then our Reach and Engagement is hosting tabling this week, Wednesday and Thursday. oh, it's not on here, but we'll send it on the email after GBM, and it's also gonna be posted in the Slack. So if you're free sometime for like half an hour on Wednesday and Thursday, sign up. I think it's important for us to like be engaged with the student body, not just online, but also in person on Locust Walk. So it would be great for some of you guys to get involved with that. We'll be handing out some Halloween candy, telling people like what the UA is, answering questions, and all that kind of stuff. And then finally, just if you guys do have communications requests, this is the form. Yeah.
Are there any topics for new business? Any documents to be on?
I forgot to mention this during open forum. Can I mention it now, or is that like it's all legal services?
Sure.
Yeah, just very briefly, I'll be meeting with Katie Bonner in a few days about legal services for the possibility to expand them, allowing students more than one session, allowing for virtual ones and in the summer. Also about legal services deputy, thank you guys so much for everyone who's applied. Everyone is amazing. It's so hard deciding, but hopefully I'll be sending out the decisions by the end of this week. But yeah, that's all.
Wait, just to clarify, that this is the right time to talk about this. I've been meeting with the transfer student advisory board. I just have like 2 quick things to share. All right, so I won't take too much of your time. So I met with this transfer student advisory board, which we are meeting pretty much every Monday. I will do my best to go to as many of those meetings as I can. And I just wanted to bring up like 2 main things that we're talking about. The minutes of that meeting up right now. The first thing that we discussed was kind of the expansion of the transfer living community at Roden. So just for context, there is I forget if it's the 11th or 12th. 11th floor of Roden, that's the transfer living community. So all like new transfers to Penn can opt into living into that community. And that ends up being like a concentrated space just for transfers. And you know, the general experience has been very positive. Transfers are like a special new student population. However, there was some confusion this year because the transfers seem to be very, very dispersed. One floor isn't enough to house everybody. I believe there are about like 100 new transfers this year across sophomores and juniors. And 2, like even in years where like, okay, you could put everyone on one floor, there was a bit of confusion because even so, like they generally try to keep transfers in like one building or like similar buildings. But this year, there's just been a lot of like dispersion. There are people living in Harrison, living in Mayer, like people are just scattered everywhere. So there was some conversation like, between the transfer advisory board and just like, housing, just to talk about how we can go about making this a bit more either concentrated or organized next year. But there is mainly a talk about expanding the living community itself. This is the first year that administration, or rather that housing has been like open to expanding the living community because they saw such high like demand to live in it this year. So they're talking about potentially expanding into 2 floors. The specifics are beyond me right now. I'll probably ask more about that tomorrow, but I just wanted to like bring that up and share. The second thing is about what happens when a transfer student is admitted to Penn. Just to explain that right now, when a transfer student is admitted to Penn, they are essentially faced with like the same letters and messaging that a freshman would be exposed to. So they get their acceptance letter, they get like that platform, like that little forum that no one really uses to like where new students introduce themselves. However, there are more things for transfer students to do that they have to do than freshmen. For example, they have to take all of their credits from their last school and apply to get them like transferred over via XCAT. There was a lot of talk about this process and streamlining it, but that would take a long time to discuss here. So I'm gonna leave it at that. It's not exactly efficient, but overall, we were talking about the fact that there are so many things new transfers have to do, but they are not as efficiently informed of these things as they should be. Right now, there's like a transfer compass. It's like a couple of modules on Canvas that transfers are expected to complete. However, engagement was lower than it probably should have been this year. And also there was still confusion as to like what transfer students actually had to do because they were getting lost in all the deadlines. So right now the advisory board is trying to communicate with administration to say, hey, maybe we could put like a checklist, like a PDF of a checklist, like, into an email that's sent out formally to transfer students. Because right now the transfer student organization is doing most of the work to actually inform transfer students. And there isn't a lot of collaboration between TSO and the administration on that front. At least like, for example, one time the TSO tried to like make a video, like instructing transfer students, like, here's how to use the XCAT, and administration actually like did not like that. They were like, this is not an official guide. There's like other ways they can figure this out, like via our resources. So right now, the main work on this front is to try and increase collaboration between like, Transit Street Advisory Board, TSO and administration as a whole to streamline the process. So that's my general update. I'm gonna meet with them again tomorrow and like, I think based on what I hear tomorrow, I do wanna start reaching out to people on the UA to see how we can like integrate or like spread awareness on this. Oh, wow.
I guess like, yeah, if you want like whoever specifically in like TSAP that was like interested in more like the residential like community, etc., like expanding the size, definitely like allow me to like, if it's possible, put me in contact with them. Cause I'd be happy to facilitate like conversations with housing about like expanding it. Cause like there is like a system like established at Penn where you can basically create your own floor like community anyway. Like it could be based about whatever. Like for example, Carson actually wanted to make a floor community for like some random classics thing or some random stuff. But like there's definitely room to like expand it. And I'll be happy to like help facilitate those conversations.
Yeah, and on that, there was actually, they were discussing as to whether they wanted to classify the TLC as a new student population, like for the purposes of housing,
Mhm.
or as like a special population, like kind of like how there are like certain like religiously affiliated like
Yeah.
floors. So there are like benefits and drawbacks to both. So yeah, that would be great. Let me write that down.
Absolutely, I'll be happy to talk with them.
I was gonna say, maybe you can talk to admin about, putting like registration holds, people who don't do like some of the requirements. I know it's not enforced, but that can literally like stop people from registering classes before they like submit their XCAT requirements.
Yeah, sorry, not we, but like the board has inquired with admin about that. We're waiting a response, but yeah, the similar idea. So yeah, same page.
I think when you're a freshman, you're an incoming student at Penn, there's like either on Canvas or in an email, there's like 10 things you have to do, like there's a checklist. So I would say look into that versus like just a PDF. I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of messaging that comes out, but like a specific checklist of things you have to do before you come to Penn. I can't completely remember, but it does exist.
Yeah,
I
is
would
that
say.
like in the actual acceptance portal, like there's a.
I think so. There might be one there and it's not there. Or there's also one in
Yeah.
like 10 things, 10 pens.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because I remember when I was admitted this year, I got the checklist, but it was the same checklist that freshman.
Right, exactly.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Drew?
I wonder if you wanna like chat about this, cause that was my project 2 years ago when I was in your seat with Mackenzie Seaman. Like I talked to the housing director at Loden and basically, I don't know what changed, but they were like, yeah, it's not possible.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I don't know what has changed.
Something has changed. We're also surprised, to be honest. This is the first time they can actually receptive to the idea. So yeah, it would be worth touching base on again.
Wait, do you mind if I quickly intrude? Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess like maybe a change that could have been the cause of it is just the fact that we're gonna have a fully operational quad this coming year. And as a result, Lauder's probably gonna retransition back into 4-year housing. And that might open up more space, I guess, like for like a more concentrated transfer community. That's just a guess.
Cause I think the TLC was never meant to put all transfers in. Like it's normal for transfers to be everywhere. That's like, cause there's 120 transfers.
Yeah.
So like TLC was never meant to replace, you know,
Mhm.
all the transfers there. So I don't know, yeah, like I get that change.
Yeah, it just to add, it was never meant to like replace, but also they're noticing like some years it's like. Most transfers will be in like Roden and Harrison, whereas other years they'll be like even more dispersed.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out like if that's more intentional, like what's going on. Yeah, here's.
This is probably not an option, but I'm wondering if you as a board can discuss like the actual location of the TLC and Roden and like because Gutman and Lot are probably gonna be different houses and like you can look at even other ones. What are the benefits and drawbacks to having suite style living for transfer students versus other styles of living for transfer students? I don't know, maybe that's something to think about.
I can bring it up.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
There's social.
Oh, there's more by that.
So
Yeah.
we've had a motion. We've had a motion. So
Other new business,
Maybe he has a motion.
The motion was second.
I rescind the motion. I put the motion back in my pocket.
So just that's just done. It's already been seconded.
That's my bad. I'm so sorry.
All those in favor of adjourning?
No, put your fucking things down.
Any opposed?
Wait, I was like.
Wait, can we revote real quick? All those in favor of adjourning the meeting? Okay, and all those opposed? Okay, the
you.
motion fails, we will keep going.
Wait, this is literally just like, I just wanna get like a temperature on the room. If there were to be like an amendment made to the attendance bylaw to be slightly more lenient. Wait, to be slightly more lenient, like, is that something the assembly would, I'm not talking about like excusing significant absence, I'm talking about like one more, or maybe like the assembly has to vote to remove members as opposed to vote to bring them back. Like, could I just get a show of placards if that's like something that people would support? Okay. Alright, got it, thanks. That was all I wanted to. Motion to adjourn.
Wait,
No.
Aaron had his hand, motherfucker. Oh, wait.
Those in favor,
Wait,
We're not done.
those in favor of adjourning?
No, Eddie, keep your thing down.
Those opposed to adjourning? Oh. Alright, we'll keep it moving. What do we have next? What's up?
No, I have my head up for that. Like,
Oh.
I'm saying to end it. I voted to end it.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait, no, wait.
No,
No one seconded it.
Adjourn, is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor of adjourn? Any opposed? Okay, the meeting is adjourned. We will have a quick icebreaker. If people need to leave, I will allow you.